Hi, fourth and fifth graders. So last week we finished our book and the Be a Perfect Person in 3 Days, which is very silly. We're going to read another kind of fun book like that, and it is called The Knights at the Kitchen Table. And you guys will really like this book. It's very cute. It's kind of like a time warp thing. Chapter 1. Halt, vile knaves, prepare to die. Is he talking to us? Asked Fred. I looked around the small clearing. A dirt path went from one end to the other. Fred, Sam, and I stood at one end. A large guy on a black horse stood at the other. He was dressed from head to toe in black armor, like you see in those books about the knights in the castles. I don't see any other vile knaves around, I said. Sam cleaned his glasses on his t-shirt and took another look at the end of the path. Yes, there is a black knight down there. The sun glinted off a very real and very sharp-looking sword hanging from the black knight's side. And yes, he looks like he's planning to hurt us, added Sam. Hey, it's not my fault, I said. I told Fred not to open it. You did not, said Fred. Did too. Did not. Did too. Excuse me, guys, said Sam. Can we discuss this later? I think the large, angry man in the black is getting ready to kill us now. The Black Knight lowered his lance and set his shield in front of him. Hello there, Mr. Knight, sir, I called across the clearing. My name is Joe. My friends and I seem to have lost our way for my birthday party. If you could just take us to the nearest phone. None shall pass, boomed the Black Knight. If you could just point the way toward New York, we'll be on our way, and none shall pass. I think I heard that somewhere before, said Sam. Thy tongue and garb are passing strange. Methinks the band hails not from this shore. What did he say? Asked Fred. He said we look funny, and we're probably not from around here, I said. And right you are, Sir Knight. And right you are, Sir Knight, I called across the clearing. I threw in that sir part because they always talk like that in night books. We are not from around here, and we would just as soon get out of here. So if you could just point that long, sharp stick of yours, silence, infidels, or mayhap encounters in thy weird robes and boots. We looked at each other. We were all wearing jeans, t-shirts, and sneakers. We looked at the Black Knight. He had on a pointed metal shoes, armored pants, an armored coat with hinges at the elbows and shoulders, and a huge metal helmet that looked like a black bell, all topped off with a black fluffy feather. His horse was likewise done up in black skirt, a black saddle big as an armchair, and a matching helmet thing with fluffy black feather. Weird robes and boots, said Sam. Look who's talking, the Tin Man with feathers. He even dresses his horse funny. Enough of thy vile spells and chants, magicians! Prepare to die! I think I liked none shall pass better than prepare to die stuff, said Sam. The Black Knight flicked down his visor on his helmet. Do something, said Fred. Like what? I said. Like, say some magic words. The Black Knight spurred his horse into a trot. Please? Thank you? Not those magic words. Real magic words, like the ones your uncle uses. Abracadabra? The horse picked up speed. Hocus pocus? I shouted. Itty meeny miny woe! The Black Knight thundered toward us, his lance pointed directly at us. We were about to be killed more than 1,000 years before we were even born. That is chapter 1. Maybe I should read chapter 2 because it's very short. I'm going to try. If you guys don't want to listen, you can press pause. But before the Black Knight arrives, maybe I should explain how 3 regular guys happen to find themselves facing death by shish kebab. It all started with my birthday party. My 2 best friends, Fred and Sam, were over at my house. We were just sitting around the kitchen table doing birthday kinds of things, you know, eating junk food, drinking soda, looking at the baseball my sister gave me. My mom started scooping up the wrapping paper to throw it away. That's when Sam found the other present. Hey, Joe, here's one you missed. Sam held it up, a rectangular present. It was wrapped in black and gold paper. Who's it from? My mom read the card and made a sour face. Ugh, your Uncle Joe. Woohoo! Uncle Joe was the best uncle anybody could ever have. He was a magician from a traveling circus, and his presents were always the best. Uncle Joe's stage name was Joe the Magnificent. I was named after him. Before he went off to the deep end, my mother always added. The card says, Happy birthday, magician in training. Be careful what you wish for. You might get it. Okay, this is super weird, said Sam, wiggling the present back and forth in the light. I'll bet it's one of those disappearing coin box tricks, said Fred. I took the present. Maybe it's a magic cape that makes things disappear. That would have come in handy last year. You could have used it to make all of those rabbits disappear. Mom still had on her sour face. Well, that wasn't really your Uncle Joe's fault, I said. I gave that hat the wrong command. Come on already, open it, said Fred. I pulled back the black and gold paper and lifted it up. It's a, oh, it's just a book, said Fred, rolling my baseball around the table. And it was a book, but it wasn't like any book I had ever seen. It was such a dark, dark blue, and it looked almost black, like the sky at night. It had gold stars and moons all along the back of it, and twisty silver designs on the front and back, and it looked like writing from a long time ago. I looked closer and read the title, The Book. Oh, that's a great name for a book, said Sam. Mom looked relieved. Hey, let me see, said Fred, and dropped the baseball on the kitchen table and grabbed the book out of my hand. Wait a minute, Fred, be careful. Fred opened the book. There was a picture of a guy on a black horse standing on a path at the edge of a small clearing. He was dressed from head to toe in black armor, like you see in those books about knights and castles. He didn't look very happy. Oh man, said Fred, wouldn't it be great to be knights and all that stuff for real? Just then, wisps of pale green mist began to swirl around the kitchen chairs. Joseph, Arthur, close that book and stop that smoking this instant. I grabbed the book and slammed it shut. The mist rose over the table, the stove, the refrigerator, Mom, and the kitchen disappeared. Here's a little picture. Here's a picture of the book and all its little swirly stuff. And here's a picture of the boys all in the smoke. And just for a second, I got that feeling you get when you dream you're falling, when the mist and the feeling were gone. And Fred and Sam and I were standing at the edge of a clearing. We stood at one end of the small path, and at the other end stood the Black Knight. So now we know why they're in a clearing with the Black Knight at the end. So they opened a magic book, and there they are. Anyway, so we will start with chapter 3 next week. It'll be awesome. I hope you guys will like this book. It's really fun. It's not very long, and then we can read other books. If you guys have suggestions, please email me. I would love to hear what you guys would like to read. Have a great week, guys. Bye.